The next question is, did you go to college, and like what? Hi everybody, my name is Kelsey and we're about to get very, very nerdy with facts about me. So I was recently tagged by the lovely Heather over at Belle's Library to do the 25 questions, I think is what's called, questions tag. And these are actually like personal, like about you, to learn about like you as the booktuber, YouTuber, whatever. It's not actually bookish. So yeah, I've read about half of these questions and that's about it. So we'll see what my answers are, because I'm really not at all prepared. But I will make sure that I leave it linked down below Heather's channel, because you guys really should be checking it out if you haven't already. She's a lot of fun. I love watching her videos, especially her TBR game. That's a lot of fun to watch. So make sure you check her out. And if I can find the original tag, I'll put that down below as well if you'd like to check it out, as well as the questions. So feel free to play along in the comments or do this yourself. But I've got them over here. Let's see what happens. So the very first question is, what is your channel about? It's primarily a book channel. I really don't do much beyond books. I mean, I do vlogs, but they're always book related. Like early on, I think I did a vlog about like a weekend in my life. I don't do a lot of personal stuff on this channel because I'm very boring as a person. I'm not gonna lie. Like, my life consists of work and booktube and reading, and like that's it. So we don't really do a whole lot. But if you'd like to see more like lifestyle things, let me know. I'd be happy to do more. But it's mainly books and bookish awesomeness and goodness over here. The next question is, how old are you? 26. Almost, well, I'll be 27 in like 3 months, but 26. The next one is, what's your relationship status? I am married. My husband and I have been married for 2.5 years, I think, at this point. But we've been together, oh god, like 6 or 7. I'm really bad with dates and math. But I've been married for 2.5. It'll be 3 in a few months. So just crazy. We got married right before COVID, so like we got to know a lot about each other really quickly, and I highly recommend that for other married people. Not the quarantining and the COVID and the pandemic, but the like being stuck in a place, because you get to know your person really well. The next question says, did you go to college/occupation? So I'm assuming they want to know like if I went to college and what I do for a living. So I did. I went to college, and I have a bachelor's in communications, with, if you want to be extra, with like a minor in creative writing, and I use none of that on a daily basis. I work in finance, actually, which is not something that I thought I would do, but I actually really, really love it. So yeah, I'm definitely one of those who majored in something and used it for a while, because I did used to work in news, and I used my communications degree for that, but I haven't really used it. But I do use design relatively on a regular basis, so the skills are there. So the next question is, where do you live/are you from? So I'm not going to give you like specifics, because I don't really want everyone to know exactly where I live, but I do live in the United States. I'm on like the eastern side of the US. I was born in Indiana, used to live in Georgia for a while, used to live a couple other places for a while, but yeah, I'm on the eastern side of the US. The next question is, looking back, what would you have told your 10-year-old self? And I would say, I'm not really sure, because like I broke there for a second. I'd say I never really had a phase where I was fake, if you will. Like, even young Kelsey was really true to herself, but I would say there's definitely a time, especially in high school, where I was significantly more subdued than I am now. And so I would tell her just to kind of like stick the course. It may not seem like it, but like I'm definitely gonna find like my people, both real life and online. And I don't know, like there's not anything specific that I feel like I would go out of my way to warn younger me about. I think it's just, I don't know, you'd have a conversation. Tell her not to be stupid. Don't fall in love in high school. Boys are stupid. I don't know, like it's just, I was boy crazed for a while, so maybe I would tell myself not to be boy crazed in high school. Though I'm not sure that would actually work and I would actually listen to myself. The next question is just to talk about your family. It's very open-ended. So I'm an only child of 2 dancers. I love them dearly. My parents are amazing. And I gained an amazing family. Like, my husband's parents and his brother are like seriously some of my favorite people in the world. So I got crazy lucky. And I have a sibling now, which is so cool because I always wanted one of those when I was growing up, and I didn't really have that. Is that what the answer is? My family's awesome. I love them a lot. They get along super, super well. I got lucky. I got super lucky because I know a lot of people, their in-laws don't always get along, but I get like my parents and my husband's parents occasionally will hang out without us. Like, yeah, it's great. Next question is, what is your favorite holiday? If you've been here for any length of time, I feel like this answer will not surprise you, but it is Christmas. I'm obsessed with everything about Christmas, the Christmas time of year. I just like, there's a lot of traditions and a lot of like getting together with family and putting up the tree and like Christmas music, and there's just a lot about that holiday season that I personally love. I know it's not everyone's favorite, but I don't know, I love everything about Christmas. I just think it's really sweet. The next one is, you have no budget, what is your dream vacation? I would go somewhere in the UK, probably someplace like Edinburgh in Scotland or Ireland. I love like the history of those 2 places, and I follow a lot of booktubers who are from Edinburgh, and I feel like it would just be like my place. It's very old. It's got a lot of fun small bookshops. I wouldn't think I'd ever want to live there, but I definitely would want to visit there. So if I had no budget, I would go to Scotland, Ireland, and maybe somewhere in England, but primarily those 2 places. I think that would, I don't know, I just think that'd be really cool. The next question is, name your biggest pet peeve. I don't have a lot of them except for when driving. So I'd probably say my biggest pet peeve is when people do not use their godforsaken turn signals. I don't understand why that's such a hard thing for people to understand. Also, turn your lights on in the rain. So I got to. But it's primarily driving pet peeves. I don't have like daily pet peeves, I don't think. I'm sure I do, I just can't think of any right now. But I get more angry at those things than I do anything else. Alright, what is a book that changed your life? Oh no. I don't know. All of them. Okay. I'm gonna say super cheesy answer, but Pride and Prejudice. Because I read Pride and Prejudice. It was required reading when I was a senior in high school. It was one of those that like summer reading, they give you like 4 books until you just read one of them, and Pride and Prejudice was on that list. And I'd never read it before, and I'd heard about it, and I just like, I'm gonna give it a chance. You know, why not? And that started my obsession with Jane Austen. It started my obsession with all things Pride and Prejudice, anything related to Jane Austen, Regency England, maybe not Tudor England, but it's kind of tied together a little bit. Monarchs. Yeah, like, it definitely spurred a whole lot of stuff in my life. Like, I know way more about every single Pride and Prejudice adaptation than I think a human should know. So yes, I'm gonna say that one, because it definitely changed the trajectory of, like, I said that word funny. It definitely changed, like, the path of, like, what kinds of books I've become primarily obsessed with, people, like friends I've made because of Jane Austen, connections I've made because someone else also loved that book, and just a lot of really great retellings, based, and also like amazing adaptions. I don't know, there's a lot, so I'm gonna say that. What simple invention improved the world? What kind of brain? Okay. Oh, this is so stupid. But I'm gonna go, because if I sit here for too long, I might go down a spiral and will never see me again. I'm gonna say, like, those electric lighters, not like the tiny ones, but like the long ones that you can, like, you click and it like lights it at the end. Because if I had to light them with the little baby Bic lighters, or light like just like candles and stuff with matches, I am prone to burning myself on both of those things. So I'm gonna say the longer. I'm doing the sound. I'm gonna say that. Because why not? Alright, the next one is favorite movies or TV shows. So, mean. First off, how dare you? I'm gonna go with right now in time. I am very obsessed. Well, I'll go with TV shows first. So, currently running, I'm obsessed with shows like Grand Crew, which is, I think, in its first season. My husband and I stumbled across it. I think it was on Hulu or something. Like, it's one of those TV shows that was like half-hour comedies, and I fell in love with the group of friends. They're so fun. I love them. So I'm going to say Grand Crew. I also am really enjoying Call Me Kat, which is also a half-hour show, which is based on another show I love, which is Miranda. It's the British version, and they've kind of tried to Americanize it a little bit. So I like that. I Love Lucy. That's a relatively older show, but like I love Lucille Ball. I think she's incredible. So I think I'll say like those for now. There's so many. Don't get me wrong. Psych's amazing. Monk's pretty good. Like we're gonna move on, because if I don't move on, we'll be here forever. Movies. I like, oh, what have I seen recently that I'm obsessed with? I like, oh, Man on a Ledge is relatively good. That's a good heisty movie. I like Period Pieces. Downton Abbey, the TV show. That's a good one I like. I don't have one. That's the issue. I'm obsessed with the 2005 Pride and Prejudice adaptation with Keira Knightley. I know it's not as, I would say, canon maybe as the 95 one with Colin Firth, but I don't know. There's something about Keira Knightley and the guy who plays Darcy, just chef's kiss. We'll start there. We'll stop there, because if I don't stop, I'll never stop. I have a lot that I like. Period pieces, in general, is a good blanket statement to say of anything I like, because if it's a period piece, I'm probably going to be interested in it. Next question is to describe yourself using 3 fictional characters. Well, shoot. Is it cheating to say Hermione? Because a little bit Hermione. That's one. I'm looking at my shelf like it's gonna give me the answers I want. I like to pretend like I would be Lizzie from Pride and Prejudice, because I would also push against the norms, but I don't know if that's because I've grown up in like a more modern time, but I'm gonna say Lizzie because I freaking love her. So Hermione, Lizzie, third person. Oh, okay, I've got a third one. Also gonna say that I'm like Samantha, who is the main character in the Missing Manuscripts of Jane Austen, because she kind of digs down a rabbit hole and is obsessed with Jane Austen and relatable. But also when I was reading this, she and her best friend have a lot of moments where it reminded me and one of my best friends. So I'm gonna say that. Main question. Okay, the next question is, what was your dream job? Like, what was, like, when I was a kid, or kind of like what is now? I'm gonna go with what was as a kid. I had 3 jobs that I wanted, and as I grew up, I realized I was describing my mom, because I wanted to be a mother, a teacher, and a dancer. And my mom was a mom, obviously, hi, I'm here. But she was a dancer for a long time, and then when she stopped actually dancing on stage, she still worked in dance. She worked as a dance teacher. I mean, she worked on, like, the artistic staff, putting on shows. I mean, she still does. Why am I acting like she doesn't do that still? She still does. She works on the artistic staff. She, like, helps set pieces, teach class. Like, there's a lot to it, but one of the things is teaching dance. So yeah, I really wanted to be my mom when I grew up, which is really sweet when you think about it. I did not turn out after like 6th grade. I stopped dancing because they put me on point shoes, and I said I'm good. So that was my dream job when I was like, I didn't have those, I want to be a princess, I want to be an astronaut. No, I wanted to be a dancer and a mother and a teacher. I wanted to have a job, but also have a family, which is why mother was in there. If magic was real, what spell would you learn first? So, I would do something that would teleport. If there's some kind of spell that can get me from one place to another, I would learn that, because I am lazy. So like, just the thought of getting in a car sometimes and actually driving somewhere that's really far away is a lot. So if I could just like magically get to the place I want to be, that would be dreams, like seriously. So I'm gonna say something like that. The next one is share a favorite childhood memory. So here's the thing with my brain, is that I've been told stories over and over to the point of I can't tell what's a memory and what's a story when I was like really, really young. Okay, so I don't know how old I was. I want to say I was like maybe 10 or 11. I was at the company that my mom worked at the time. They were taking Sleeping Beauty on the road, and they had one spot specifically in like the prologue, so like the very first scene of the show, where like it's like Aurora's birthday, literally like she was just born, and then Maleficent shows up and is all like, this is what's gonna happen to her. And so there's this whole scene where like there's a vision of the future, and so there's this young girl who shows up and is like supposed to be beautiful, and she's in this beautiful pink tutu, and like then it shows like she does this whole thing where like she's shows like she's gonna prick her finger, and then there's gonna be poison and she's gonna die, and so it's that kind of scene. But they were going on tour with it, and they didn't want to get one specific child to do it, and because my mom was already going, they had me do it. And I just have this very like distinct memory of standing in our living room and she's teaching me, because I just stood there and I like did things with my arms, but like I didn't actually physically move. So we were in our living room and she was teaching me the dance, and then having just like, I also remember being in the pink tutu behind the stage and having Pringles for the first time, so like a combined memory. But yeah, don't know why that's the one that came forth, but there you go. I wore a pink tutu when I was like 10. It was great. Next one is, what is your favorite social media platform and why? I have to say Instagram. I really love Instagram. I think it's a lot of fun, especially like the Bookstagram portion of Instagram. I have gotten really into Bookstagram here lately, especially like the reels. I love making reels. I think they're so much fun. So go follow me if you'd like to see those. But I just think it's really creative. You can see so many people. Like, for example, I've been on cover reveal street teams of sorts, and just seeing everyone's given the same material and what they can turn the same information into, I just think it's fascinating, because like we'll all get the same digital image, but we can all put it in so many different ways, and I just think that's really cool. So creativity is so, I think people are so creative over there. So yeah, I'll say that. The next one is, if you could pick any book character who you would spend the day with, who would you pick? Is it cheesy to say Feyre from ACOTAR, because I want her to teach me how to be a badass. I'm not gonna lie. I think she's so cool. I think it would be awesome to spend like the day with her. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna say her. Next one is, what is your spirit animal? No, I'd say this is probably still true. I was obsessed for years, like all throughout college, a little bit of high school, with penguins. I'm still obsessed with penguins, don't get me wrong. I think they're so freaking cute. Am I as verbal in my obsession? No. But I do think that they are my spirit animal, because even though they are part of the cold, and I don't like the cold, if I had fur or any kind of covering, I think I'd be okay. And also they waddle, and I do that more times than I care to admit. So I'm gonna say penguins, because I think they're super cute, they're super cozy, and I love them. The next question is, what old person thing do you do? What does that mean? Well, crap, I don't know. I mean, I'm married to a man who's basically an 80-year-old man stuck in a 27-year-old body. So, like, we go to bed really early. Maybe we'll say that. I mean, he does. I still go to bed at like 11. I still don't go to bed relatively early, in the sense of like my husband will fall asleep at like 9 o'clock, but he also gets up at the butt crack of dawn. So like there's that. But that gives me extra time to read at night, which is really nice. But like when I was in high school, if it was like a Friday or a Saturday, I was up until like 1 or 2 in the morning at least. I mean, I would sleep in like crazy, but I was up that late. So I still go to bed before like 11:30-ish on Fridays and Saturdays. So like, is that an old person thing? I don't know, but I'm definitely a homebody. So there's that. The next one is, do you have a hidden talent? The ability to forget everything. I don't actually know. Like, I don't have a lot of trivia knowledge, but what I do know, I know really well. Like, I know way more about King Henry VIII and all of his wives than I probably should. And again, like I mentioned earlier, Pride and Prejudice adaptions, I've seen them all. Well, there's one that came out about the time of Gone with the Wind that I haven't seen because it's historically inaccurate and I refuse to. But see. So yeah, I've got random knowledge about Regency England, the Tudors, and Jane Austen. The next question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So, hopefully at the same job because I absolutely adore it. I hope that we have moved from this house. Not that I don't love this house because it's definitely served us well, but we don't own it. We're still renting, and we're in a part of the state that we don't love being in. We want to be closer to family, and so hopefully we will have moved closer to family. Hopefully we will have bought our own house, and hopefully we will have either started a family or are in the process of starting a family, because I know that that's really important to both me and my husband. So we'll see. 5 years is such a very specific amount of time, but also not long enough. The next one is, share an item and tell us its significance. Huh. Well, what's a good item to share? Is there anything bookish that I can? Oh, okay. So I have this tankard here that's got the college that I went to on. And have I ever used this for drinking? No, but both of my parents had a mug like this because my mom's dad would collect them, or at least like he would get them for all of the like any kid or grandkid that went to a specific college, he would get one of them. And I never really knew him, so I always knew that I wanted to get a tankard from the college I went to. Currently it's holding March's picks from the TBR basket. I wanted to get it because it was like a tradition for our family. So even though it's only stuck with me, I still like it. I think it's fun. So yeah, that's kind of significant. All right, and then it says to tag some friends. So let's see. If you've done this already, I apologize. So let's do my favorites. We've got Serena from Wandering Mind. We've got Teresa from Teresa Loves Channel. Let's see, who else do I watch? And then we'll do Michelle from Michelle's Library. There we go. I don't think she's done this yet. If you guys are comfortable sharing details about your life on the internet, there you go. And then of course all of you at home, if you also have a channel and would like to do this yourself, you are now tagged. There you go. Do it. I have tagged you. You can claim that I have tagged you. Go forth into the world. But that's all I have for you guys today. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know some of your answers if you played along in the comments. I'd love to know some of your answers. What's a question I can pull out? Oh, what is the 3 fictional characters that you would say are you, or like you're closest to? That question. Let me know your thoughts, your answers. If you would like to say something but you don't know what to say, comment was there a dancer emoji? Because I talked about dancing a lot in this video. Do the dancer. It can even be like the salsa dancer. Dancer or ballet shoes or something like that. But if you like this video, and I very much hope that you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you'd like to be part of this awesome growing family. I've also got all my social media down there, as well as other fun bookish links, so don't forget to check all of that out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!